2017, and yes, this is our first Pure Success of the year, and I couldn't think of a better person to kick off an unbelievable year other than Heather Dolan. We're going to be focusing on this woman tonight that's built a $2.5 million team and has been in this industry for 15 years, but for the last 10 years here with Pure Romance, rocking out $100,000 every year, consistently year after year after year. But the other thing too, I call her, she was the first inventor of the mobile boutique, the shag and wagon, the wheels that carried a ton of inventory. And I can tell you right now, you're going to learn a lot about it, because this is a woman that can make a room laugh. She can make a room smile. She can really change the whole trajectory of the people that are around her. But there was a point in time that she wasn't laughing too much. She wasn't having some of the fun. She was trying to work her family into getting in a better situation, being able to go over and try to live the dreams that she was wanting, to go out there and live life by design, not by default. But you're going to see a strong woman, a woman that's an executive board member here at this company, that's went out there and been able to rock out a business. But in the short time that she's been doing this, she's made a massive, long-lasting impression here at Pure Romance. I can't wait till you see the Pure Success on a good friend, a great woman, and an unbelievable consultant, Heather Dolan. I remember when I was in South Carolina, and I met this woman, and I remember walking in, I get done with the talk, I'm walking out, and she sits way in the back. She didn't say anything, she just walked up to me and she goes, I just want you to know, I'm not gonna only be one of your top salespeople, but I'm gonna follow you because I loved everything that you said, but I want to help women, and I want to grow and blow my business up. She was one of the most inspirational women. She's always got a positive attitude. She's always got one of these smiles on her face. And if you're around her long enough, you won't find a woman more dedicated, and one of them could be your best friend. And that's Miss Heather Dolan.
Hi, is this Nitra? Hey, honey, this is Heather Dolan with Pure Romance. How are you? I actually first started with Pure Romance back in 2007. I had made a transition. I was with another company for about 5 years, and really with the other company, I was loving what I was doing, but literally I was having a hard time with the products. I kind of ran out of things to sell my clients. We were never getting anything new in. Everything we sold was pair, and got tired of pair. And then when you would suggest, products or try to get things added to, you were told it was not your company and it was not my concern and stuff like that. So it was kind of disheartening. Well, I love all those referrals. So whoever referred me, please tell her thank you for me. What city do you live in, babe? I don't think I was ever really attracted to direct sales because I'd never sold anything in my life. Really, the reason why I decided to sign on and purchase a kit and start doing parties to begin with was I just kept remembering all the fun that consultant looked like she was having. And I just couldn't get that out of my mind or ever thought that this could be something, a possibility for me to be able to do. So before then, I'd never sold anything in my life. January the 7th? Yes. All right. That sounds like a good time. I am absolutely available. Yeah, it is. I love the product line. I totally stand behind it. I don't think I could sell this stuff unless I believed myself in the product line too. The products are amazing. So I already know, that everybody's going to love the stuff that they get from me. So I don't really feel like I'm pushing things on people because I know they're going to fall in love with it just as much as I do. So I honestly don't even feel like I'm selling anything, to people. I guess if that's kind of strange, it's just products that they need to take home and try out for themselves because they're amazing. So what I can do is when I mail you your hostess packet, I'll actually send it to the Kane Savannah address. When I worked with the other company, we were supposed to refer to the vagina as the flower pot, and we were supposed to refer to the penis as the garden hose. Okay? So it was like We sell bedroom accessories, but shh, don't tell nobody. And then my job as your consultant is to, one, make sure you guys have a slamming good time. So when I come in, I'm going to do I'll play a couple of games, like icebreaker games to get everything started. And then I'll come in and do a full presentation for you guys so that you're feeling more at ease about the products, and give you a little warm up before we get into the heavier stuff. You know, the difference between that and Pure Romance is Pure Romance that, you know, we get so much education from the company. We get so much training from the company. I mean, it's just an unlimited amount of resources that we can go to and find out information between the trainings that corporate offers us, between the online training and all the other stuff that they've offered in the past. Like, it's such good nuggets that we can take and give to our clients during our parties. And it helps us be better consultants too, because we can kind of help, you know, determine what those items are that might help that person. Generally, my hostesses make out between $75 and $150 in free product just for hosting. So really all you need to do is make sure you get all the ladies there have to be 18 years or older. You'll be the last shopper, since you'll be my hostess with the mostest, or actually in this case, since it's your birthday, it'll be your birthday party. My main approach when I go into a party is I'm just in there to show them a good time and have fun. And I think I've kind of learned by now, like, if they're really not into the presentation, or, you know, if they're off and to the left and they're not engaging themselves in the party along with me, I know how to speed it up and make things, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to cater to that experience for every single party. And that's what I love about it too, is every party's different. You never know what you're going to walk into. You never know what your crowd is going to be. So I think it's fun.
Well, hello, ladies, and welcome to the Pure Romance Party. Jeannie Ann, thank you so much for being our hostess tonight and inviting your friends to come to a Pure Romance Party. Thank you for inviting me to your home to do the party, and thank all of you guys for coming. So my name is Heather Dolan. I've actually been doing these parties now for almost 15 years, and I absolutely love what I do.
Honestly, when I get in there, I don't necessarily go in there to try and be a script anymore. I think also just experience of doing parties over the years, it doesn't have to go a certain way. You know, my job as a Pure Romance consultant is just to go in there and facilitate some fun. You know what I mean? And that's what I like to pay forward to my girls too, because I understand the nerves.
We're going to start out by playing a quick little game. So if you'll just cut your book open to the very first page, you're going to see a nice erect card. I said erect. Yes, I did. You're going to notice that on the front side of the page, it says notes. And that's where we're going to play the game. If you'll notice the very back of the card, it's going to say wish list. And really, as I'm presenting and showing you guys products tonight, this is going to be an easy way for you to keep up with all the favorite products that you want to take home with you.
And my very first party that I did, I stuttered. I tripped over everything. I had no idea what I was going to say. So I think that's really helpful for me to be able to tell that to other people too, because you can't just walk into a party and just think you know everything and know what you're going to say about every one of the products or know what all the benefits are. Honestly, it comes from doing parties. It comes from using the products yourself. It comes from the feedback you're going to get from your clients. And the only way you're going to get that experience is if you do it yourself. So I think that is probably the best learning tool anybody could ever do, is just to get out there and get those parties under their belt.
You know, if you have ever let your partner shave his face with your coochie cream, it totally makes you mad because they way overuse it. But guess what? Pure Romance now has a coochie cream just for your guy. Okay, so he doesn't feel like he needs to own a vagina, okay, to use coochie cream. So we not only have one fragrance, but we have two amazing fragrances. And I don't know about you guys, but I love for my man to smell good. Gives me more inspiration to jump him like a spider monkey, okay, which I'm hoping that you'd want to do, right?
It's fun to me because you never know what the party is going to be like, what the people are going to be like. And I also, like, in the ones that you can tell that might be a little shy about it, they might be standoffish, I consider that a personal challenge. You know what I mean? To go in and break the way that she thinks or has misconception about what she thinks the party's going to be like. So as long as she's gone in there and had a good time, it doesn't matter if she's bought anything from me or not, I know that it's going to make a lasting impression. And like, one of my favorite quotes of all time is, people will never forget what you say or what you do, but people will never forget the way you make them feel. You know, and that really, really rings true to me. That's like my all-time favorite.
Now, I know it's totally against corporate policy, ladies, for us to have any men at parties anytime whatsoever. However, I'm making a special exception just for you guys, okay? And I have a couple of sexy models that I have brought in. Are you guys okay with seeing some sexy models come in and show the Pure Romance plotline? Y'all okay with that? All right, well, hold on. I'm calling. They're coming to the front door. They're coming out the shaggin' wagon. So I just want to give you an opportunity. So you ready? Are you ready for the sexy models? Okay. All right. Don't get too excited. You got your dollar bills ready? Yes. Uh-huh. Here we go. Here they come. That's right. You ready? All right. So sexy model number 1 happens to be the amazing Channing Tatum in the house. All right, and we certainly also, just in case you're not a big Channing fan, I also happen to have along with me Mr. Shamar Moore. I'm just saying, I got both of them in the house, and they're going to show you how to rock it.
Hostess coaching for me, I think initially, if I've never met her before, I like to go through the information to try to make sure the party is successful as it can be for her, and that she understands that business relationship between the two of us. If it's someone that has attended my parties before in the past, or it's people that I already know that I've done parties for, I don't really think I need to hostess coach, honestly, because I hear over and over again, I think it's the reputation that I've built for myself, that they know that I'm coming to the party, so they want to be there and they want to bring their A game. So I think in that aspect, I think my reputation precedes me as far as that's concerned. So I don't have to do a whole lot of hostess coaching unless it's a new one or a new girl that I've never met before. Otherwise, I usually get pretty decent turnout.
Actually going to spray him with this product. I'm going to spray him so you can smell him. And look, they're in their cute little swimming trunks. So when I pass them, ladies, you can either choose to smell his junk or his trunk, whichever one that you want, okay? So here they come. There's Channing Tatum representing the amazing signature shave that Pure Romance offers. And then Shamar is going to be pimping out our legend, okay? Because to me, he smells like a complete and total legend.
Initially, yes, it is important to hostess coach. So she understands that business relationship so she can get, of course, as many people to the party as she possibly can. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, a party of 20, 30 women at the house, you know what I'm saying? Because honestly, for myself, I prefer the more intimate parties. I prefer the 4, 5, 6 women at a party because it's a more intimate setting to me. It is, women feel a little bit more apt to, discuss what's going on in their life. And I seem to do better. I can't tell you how many times I've done parties where there's 4 or 5 different women and still walk out with over $1,000 in sales. I kind of feel like just whatever happens, happens.
And also, by the way, I mean business. So I'm getting you guys all excited about all these products tonight. You're going to be able to take them home with you. So I have the shaggin' wagon right out in the front of the house. So everything that I'm getting you excited about tonight, you're going to be able to take home. So you pay today, you play today, okay? Hey y'all, this is the shaggin' wagon. Come on in and check it out. So this is the shaggin' wagon. This is where all the magic happens, ladies. So after the party presentation is done, this is already set up and ready to go so the girls can come in and do their shopping. I do prefer for them to come in one at a time so I have a little bit of time with my clients. So if they have any questions or if there's any conversations that need to be ensued, that can happen right here in the shaggin' wagon and we get that personal time. We're getting a little low on the body dew. And look, just because you're seeing this, now that it's not available in limited edition, don't even ask me. Don't ask me for any truly sexy flirt and body doing coochie because this is reserved for my clients. Oh, it's just going to hurt my feelings when I run out of it. So we need to launch that a little bit sooner, don't you girls think so? I'd love to have these toy totes out because it's a last minute item, a last minute grab. I do have some of the lingerie that's hanging in the back, but I really love to sell the date night cards because I know what that will do for someone's relationship, and it's like the best $15 anybody could ever spend. I love it that it has 2 different pieces. You've got the one deck of nothing but communication cards. So, these ladies are finding out things about their partners that they never even knew, and they're actually hearing it come from him. And as women, that's how we love to connect. So they're getting the piece of communication. They're getting the piece of action too.
So I love that build of anticipation of shuffling both those decks together and then just playing the game out. You know what I mean? So, and spicy dice are cute, but there's only so many places somebody can rub, blow, and suck. You know what I'm saying? With these, it gets a little deeper into their relationship. So I think it makes a big difference in the way that they look at things and the way they look at connecting with each other, just from a simple little card game. I think it's amazing. I still have, because I have some clients that are absolutely in love with the very first version of Truly Sexy that Patty launched. So I love the fact that I'm able to keep this for a little bit longer for them so they can still indulge themselves with the original Truly Sexy Flirt. Not to say that this one isn't just amazing. If only if these walls could talk. The conversations that have gone on in this Shaggin' Wagon have been absolutely incredible. You get to learn a much more intimate part of people's lives when they come in here, and especially if they've had a couple of cocktails, they're a little bit more apt to tell you that. Plus, I think with them being so comfortable with the way the party went and they enjoyed themselves so much, they feel like they can trust me. They know that I understand my product line and what I'm talking about. So I think they're a little bit more apt to talk to me and let me know some of the things that are going on in their own personal bedroom. So, and just the experience, of doing the parties for as long as I have, I think now I'm able to actually get in there and have those conversations so I can get a little bit deeper and closer into their life to figure out what might be going on or what products that she might want to take home with her. Because if you build that initial trust with your client, they're going to come back to you over and over again. So that's first and foremost for me and super important. So.
All right. We get to see a little bit of the inside of your life. Okay, Heather, you are a product diva, it seems like.
I love the product line.
Yeah.
It's amazing product line. Who doesn't love the product line?
Yeah.
Like, I tell my girls all the time, like, sometimes it's hard to get people to commit to doing a party at first. It's easy for new consultants to get discouraged.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you get your big toe in the door and just show them this girly product times 10 that is far superior to anything else you could ever buy at a big box store, like, it's a wrap, man.
Yeah.
It's done.
It's so funny because I remember the first time that when I saw you, I'm like, you came right up afterwards, and it was so funny they put that intro in there. But I remember you saying, you know what, not only am I going to be like a big time seller, not only am I going to go out there and lead and help all these women, but you're like, I want you to know, every time I see your mom, I'm tracking her down, telling her about the products, because I love products. I'm like, oh gosh. So, but it's true. Every time we come to meeting, you're very up on the product knowledge stuff.
Yeah, I remember the first trip that I went on. Like, I was trying. The only thing that my clients were missing was this vanilla cupcake lubricant that we had, and Patty was kind of scratching her. I remember she called me. Yeah. Like, literally, I was on the road and I had to pull over because Patty Brisbane called me. I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna wreck. Like,
I still do the same shit. I'm like, oh,
I know, right? But yeah, she's like, do you realize what kind of a shelf life that this product has? And I was like, crickets. I had no idea, because the other company that was never a concern of theirs. That was never, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just night and day.
Well, all right, so here's the other thing too is, you think about this, 10 years here, you've been doing this, $100,000 every year. Mm-hmm. You look at it, your reputation with your hostesses must precede you. I mean, you must have a very good reputation. Do you constantly rebook these things?
I do. I do. I mean, I guess just doing it for so long, and your clients know when I'm coming, they're going to have a great time.
Yeah.
And it's probably time for them to get more products because they're out anyway, and they it's a word of mouth business anyway. So when someone knows they have a great experience with you, of course they're going to tell their friends and bring them. Do
they also bring them because you bring Channing Tatum and?
Maybe. I'm thinking they're really liking Shamar.
I'm wondering what it's going to be like at Toys R Us tomorrow when they look for those dolls. Everybody's probably going to be going, hey, I need these 2 dolls. They'll be like, well, I was watching this thing on Pure Romance. Ooh, that's a little odd.
Yeah, kind of strange. You should see us getting batteries sometimes, Chris. When we carry them out by the pallets, it just depends on my mood how I answer.
Well,
have a lot of children.
You didn't think she was funny, did you? Okay, so you can see why, but let's have this discussion too, because you have done these parties. You built now. Think about this. Over the last couple years, your team has grown too.
Yeah.
$2.5 million. Unbelievable.
2.9.
2.9. Sorry. Almost 3.
Sorry, I had to correct you.
Correct me.
Sorry.
Well, I will tell you, so on this, you've been able to rock out this business now. So now you're starting to pull some even more another stream of income. So do you think you ever back down with parties?
No. Take my fun away?
Some people go, oh, I'm getting this, I want to do this. You're like, no, you love doing the parties, don't you?
Well, I love doing parties,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, that's like, I'll be 90. I'll be probably in a nursing home, like, you need a bullet. Quit playing, girl. You ain't shaved in 20 years.
You need the Gucci.
Ain't it? You need it.
Hey.
No, but I do. I mean, I really,
Yeah.
I love.
But do you think that's kind of also a release for you? Because you are, a lot of people, when we get around you, you make a lot of the room smile. You make the room feel good about themselves. Is that what you're doing with your customers every night? Because that's what it seems like.
It is. I treat everybody, my hostesses, all the clients, like I've known them my entire life. Because we have that commonality of being women, so why not? And what I love about this too is doing this business and owning your own business. You're able to be yourself. You know what I mean? So I give them me. That's what I give them, and I think I get rewards back for that too because they see, this girl's legit. You know what I mean? Kind of deal. So.
Well, you must live in a really rich part of the area because you don't live in a rich area?
No, I don't think so.
4 or 5 people, $1,000 shows. You people must love you then, because I hear a lot of people go, "Gosh, I live in like these rural areas. Like I would, my clients. I don't live in a big metroplex market like a Dallas or like a big market like LA or New York. And they're like, I could never pull off. You live in
Sumter? Well, actually, we just moved, so it's Dalzale. Dalzale. We live in the Razzle Dazzle.
So you don't have to have, people think you have to live in these, more kind of, upmarket, big markets to have those. I mean, 4 or 5 people are like, oh my gosh, I would never have that.
Yeah.
But you know your product so well, but you're there because you're there more working with your customers.
Yeah. I'm digging a little deeper into, their lives. Once I do my presentation, I feel like they kind of understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They know that we're kind of, on the same level. We're homegirls.
Yeah.
So we get back into the shaggin' wagon and start talking, and especially if I can get it in a place where it's just one, I can dig a little bit deeper. You know what I mean? And find out what the situation might be, because that's what we do as consultants.
Yeah.
We hear all that stuff. So I'm there to help troubleshoot, so...
Well, it's so funny because you are kind of the quintessential inventor of the shaggin' wagon. And so how did that change your business?
Oh, wow. I know we tried to pitch that idea to the first company that I was with, and they told me that they thought the idea was tacky and that I'd need a peddler's license for such a thing. Mm-hmm. And then I remember my first year in when I met you and Patty and, came in, and I'm like, wow, they take care of their consultants and they care. It was great. So after the first year, I remember I called corporate and they were, they got back to me and said, we'd love to see it. You know what I mean? It was open arms. It was never anything. But as far as change, I remember the first time I brought it up when you and Patty came, and she's like, I thought that was a horse trailer. And I said, well, it's not going to have horses in it, but it's got some horsepower, girl. You know what I'm saying?
I do remember that. Awesome. Patty just went...
Yeah. And she was like, it's so cute.
It is so cute. And you've seen different, offshoots of it, with other consultants that have done that. But it's interesting. But who kind of helped? Did anybody help you make that, or did you make it? Or?
Oh, that was Baby Daddy. That was Sean.
Daddy?
Yeah.
Oh.
He just executed the dream.
Yeah.
So we got the trailer and really didn't know, and he just kind of went at it and made, the shelving and just kept adding on to it. And then, I had the inventory, and I was like, well, now I don't have an excuse not to have anything.
Yeah.
I can call somebody's bluff out quick. It's like, you want to take the swing home? Right here. There it is. Yeah.
So it was easy. Well, as a consultant, you've done a great job, and now I want to dive a little bit into your family, and you mentioned, Sean, 22 years, together, Nicholas Hayden, you got some, great family, and I think, we want to kind of go into the next episode and take a look at who's really kind of the backbone and the support system that you have inside your life. So we're with Heather Dolan, Pure Success. Let's take a look at her and her family.
I met Sean at a grocery store parking lot. I met him, one of my girlfriends, do you remember when Zima first came out?
I do. Zima's good.
My girlfriend had turned 21 before I did, and our goal and mission for that night was to go in and score some Zima. So we went to the local Kroger,
my buddy was just turned 21 too. He was born in March. I was born in May, so we were there. I was there with him, and she was there with her.
So kind of cross paths in the parking lot. He was walking out with his friend Brian, and I was with my girlfriend, and she went to high school with him. So conversation ensued, and we ended up probably standing out in the parking lot for hours. I had the instant butterflies in my stomach, and I was enthralled with him, and we just talked and talked and talked, and I remember telling her, I'm like, you're gonna have to hook me up with that. And little did I know, I think the next day or so, he knew that my girlfriend, that we both worked at the local grocery store, at one of the grocery stores at Winn-Dixie at the time, and he came in to find me and asked me out. So, and the rest is pretty much history.
Going to the chapel and gonna get married.
They've been married. We just celebrated 18th anniversary back in October. So 22 together, 18 married.
And we'll never be lonely anymore.
The hospital had made a special shift for me because, like, our goal with Nick at the time, and we hadn't had Hayden then, but our goal was to not have him, ever be in a daycare. We wanted to be the ones, to raise our kids. So the hospital would make it a little shifts just for me. And I can remember the conversation having with him. It was in our bedroom. We were both standing up, and I told him, I said, I want to give this a try. And I think the real reason why I wanted to do this was I kept thinking about the fun, all the fun that she was having at the party. And I was like, I really want to have fun. And I did like what I was doing. I liked the people that I was working with, but I just didn't feel like I was going anywhere. I felt like, I was spinning my wheels. I think I maxed out making like $11.50 an hour as a pharmacy technician. He was working his butt off too. And, we were just trying to make ends meet. And at the time when we bought the kit, it was $1,000 for a kit or nothing. There were no extra kits. It was just what it was. So I remember telling him that I wanted to try this and see how it got me. But I remember promising him, I was like, I promise if you let me give this a shot and do these parties, I'll at least do enough parties until I make that money back. Although I was doing well, I was one of their top consultants with the company at the time, but just couldn't seem to dig ourselves out of that financial hole that we were in. And I believe it was 2004, we found ourselves just barely above water, and we were over $40,000 in debt and didn't really know what to do and felt like we were drowning. We filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy back in 2004. So that was a really tough thing for us to do, and we were just ashamed and embarrassed and didn't know what else to do to get ourselves back where we needed to be. But we went through it for 10 years. It was a punishment. And after those 10 years now, I just thought it was cool. Now I have like really, really good credit, and was able to buy this house.
Yeah, we were able to start over again and build it back up where we needed to be, and taught us a good lesson.
To know that you can come out of this if you work hard enough. And I just think that knowing that I wasn't going anywhere, as far as my business, I'm a lifer with this because I've found what I'm passionate for, and I found what I'm really good at, and I found that there's so many people that appreciate what I bring to the table, and there's just nothing stopping this train, so I just went for it, because I've got an example to set for our kids and our family, and that's what we did.
I used to think maybe you love me, now baby I'm sure.
He was a supervisor at a furniture plant for many years. He'd been at Carolina Furniture for over 20 years, had been there, and in those places you can't have air conditioning. So in the summer and down here in the South it gets super hot. I mean, he was spent at the end of the day. He was busting his butt, and the team had started growing. You know, I had proven to myself that the business was successful. You know, so as long as I was still remain passionate about what I was doing, and we just talked about it and decided to take the plunge and say, you know, instead of me paying an assistant, you know, to come in and help me every single day. I mean, what better than to have, you know, a supportive husband as he is, come in and do that for me.
I start my day off about 6:30 in the morning. I get up, get the boys ready, take them to school, get back home. I work on checking our emails, Facebook stuff, line up certain things for the day for to see like a little busy work, and get her up, and then I already have stuff I can work on for her from the previous night, or even setting up something for that day.
Don't you feel good? Yeah, yeah. And don't you feel good?
We used to joke about it, like probably 10 years ago. You know, she used to always, because I used to come home from work and I'd just be dead tired, and she's like, "Yeah, I can't wait to get you back home, baby. Just retire you." I'm like, "Okay," you know, just picking around, just thinking it was just a fantasy, pretty much. So how was your day, man? Are you looking forward to going bowling tonight? As time went on, you know, we worked hard to get to that point, and we finally were able to do it. And like I said, the future is the sky's the limit. You know, we can obtain anything we want to obtain, and we've been blessed, you know, tremendously with what we have, and work hard for what we have, and we just want to do good for our kids and give us a nice, secure future.
Oh, it's family fun tonight. We love to go bowling. Every dog has its day. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days. Tonight, Mom's not doing so well. It's a fun game, though. We had Gina came in, and it's boys against the girls tonight. So we're seeing who is going to triumph. Oh, go baby daddy. And I'm not helping my team any right now, so cross your fingers. Just cross your fingers.
Your team.
Not with the bowling. Not with the bowling. Not today. Family time is the most important time to me, because it's time for us to connect. Just be together and enjoy each other's company. And I absolutely love it. And if it's bowling, if it's cards, if it's cornhole, whatever it is, we like to do it.
My why is my boys, my husband, and my two boys. That's always been my why. It's my biggest motivation, and it always will be. It's the most important for me to be able to take care of them and to try to set good examples, like as far as work ethic, and taking care of the people that you love the most, and making sure that it's not a struggle.
You're trying to get another strike.
I don't want it to be a struggle, so I want to make sure. That's why I will continue to do what I'm doing. I will continue to grow, because at the end of the day, I want Sean and I to be able to retire, and I don't want our boys to have to worry about us, you know, later on. And I want them to be able to be confident and be able to take care of themselves and to be contributing members of society is all I could ever want, and just for them to be happy and passionate with what they're doing.
I can tell you right now, there's probably a lot of people that are watching this at home and going, you know, what an unbelievable, you know, couple. And it's funny because I've got to know you guys over the years, and especially because I get to see at all the different events and always run up and always are so, you know, thoughtful and thankful and just everything. And it was cool to see kind of how you've kind of played this role in there. So take me back. You said one thing which I thought was interesting on the show. Is, you know, you want to teach your children a good financial, you know, lesson and upbringing. Why is that so important?
I don't want to get the boys involved in debt.
Yeah.
For one thing, like Heather and I, we learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure they have a good passion for their job they want to get involved in. Actually, our son Nicholas wants to be a teacher.
Awesome. So take me back to 2004, because I appreciate you sharing that, because there's a lot of people that go through debt. They get themselves in that rut. They don't know how to get themselves out of it. And when you think about it, there's people just sometimes give up and throw the towel in. But it seems like 2004. Did you see a light at the end of the tunnel? Was this just like, I know you sat there and said it was embarrassing, you didn't like it, but most people, don't know what to do, and then they just stop. What was it?
We didn't. I mean, we didn't know any better. We didn't have anyone that we could go to for that, kind of counseling.
Yeah.
And just didn't know any better. Hindsight, could I have gotten myself out of that $40,000 debt? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and it's something that we've never talked about. Like, we've never told any of our family before. This is like the first time we're saying this.
Yeah.
So it's not something that hey, I've really sunk it, because you feel like a failure when you do something like that. And we were just at our wits' end. We didn't know what else to do,
But you did it. And
Yeah.
look, most people don't come out on the other side.
Yeah.
Now, you think about it, but here's the thing. We talk about this all the time. You have a mission in life, and that's to help other women.
Yes.
Both not just as your parties, but the way you talk about your team. And you've talked about it, so many of your women on your team needing to hear some of this, because they have to understand that you're not Superwoman, that you're just like they are, or just you were like them.
Yeah.
And to tell them that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, you had to pay for it for 10 years. Yeah, you had to do some of the different stuff, but you probably are stronger. You think through some of the things more today.
Absolutely.
And look, I mean, I look at the first thing I'm like, damn, your house is beautiful. You look at the car, you look at everything you guys have been able to accomplish, and that comes with hard work.
Yeah.
So, and you sit here and watch, is there, your mindset now with when you're dealing with, building your business and doing the things that you guys are doing, what's your mindset now around money and putting things away for retirement or things like that? How does that work at your household?
That's what it is. I mean, that's what we want to do. Our end goal is, now that we've had this house, that we have this house and Heather has an office finally and all that good stuff. It's just, we want to set a good example for the boys. And we kind of, I can't say that we set a good example because we went through that crap, period.
But we also learned from it, too.
But we did learn through it, got stronger, but I want to make sure that they're set up, later on in life. And they have a savings, that they already have started.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're just trying to teach them those healthy habits and not get themselves a credit card. Like, that's not.
Yeah. You know what? I can I tell you? I remember the first time that I got a credit card. My mom's not. Mom's small. I remember her grabbing me by the thing and saying, "What did you?" I said, "It's just a $200 credit card from Orchard Bank." She goes, "Do you have $200 in your bank account?" I said, "No." She goes, "Then cut it up." I'm like, "All right, I didn't know." But that was the same thing, But here's the thing: you've learned, and now you pass it on to your kids. But here's the thing: you've now went out and been stronger. You guys have went out and pushed through this. But more than anything, now when you guys are looking at kind of where you're going, I look at this. I can't wait to come to the house. The house is beautiful, by the way.
Can't wait for you to come and see
Okay,
it.
so tell me about that process. How fun was that to go out there? Because is that you picked everything out? That's like you did the whole thing.
Yeah, scary. We found it. We looked at houses and houses and houses and houses and houses. And when we finally, and Nick, Sean, and I, and Hayden was at school that day, but when we finally saw that house, nobody even needed to say anything. When we walked through the door, it was kismet. It was like, oh,
You guys
like
agree-
it was
you guys agree with that?
glowing. Like that was it. So it was either buy that house or build it brand new, which would have been another 6 months. And damn it, we've been waiting so long. I was ready. You know what I mean? We were ready.
Dude.
So we went for it.
It is so pretty. It is unbelievable. And so and I know that you went back and forth, and you don't make any decision without thinking like every step through.
I know, because I called you.
I know you did. You called me like, "Hey, what do you think?" And she really runs everything down to me. She's like, "Here's what I'm thinking. What do you think?" I'm like, yeah, I think it's good." She goes, "Well, don't lie to me, Chickenelli. If you're lying to me, I'm going to come haunt you." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not lying. I promise." She can make you laugh, but she can also scare you too. I'm like, "You guys are laughing unconsciously. Yeah, I know what you're thinking too." Her team's going, "Yeah, we understand." But you do. You're thinking it through. You went through it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So it's amazing. And I will tell you, it's so funny the love that you two for 22 years, and your glamour shots I thought were really.
Out of the chair. I was listening to that one.
And that one was tame compared to what I had. I had, oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Dude,
That's the tamest one. That is the tamest
I
one.
hope you didn't get great the other one.
do you, hey, look, dude, if she pulled out some boudoir photos of you, I was like gonna lose it from that point. But hey, at least you guys have some fun together and keeping that strong bond for 22 years, and it's amazing because you always first time too is also the other significant others that come to a conference. It's like you guys have your group. You always take on new people. I always see like you and Don Messenger and everybody else, taking on and helping because you really do believe strongly in these women entrepreneurs.
Amen. Yes, sure
So
do.
it's really good. Speaking of women entrepreneurs, the team of the Dolan Divas has also been rocking and rolling and has been growing and has been doing some amazing things. I mean, Heather not only does a great job on selling, but when you think about growing to almost a $3 million team, you are rocking and rolling, and you've got some unbelievable women that are right behind you. So let's take a look as we look even deeper into Heather's life and talk about the Dolan's Divas and how they are rocking out 2017.
This is our team annual Christmas party, and we decided to do this year. We decided to have the kids come too. So this way we can have the husbands come and the families, so everybody can mingle with one another and get to know each other a little bit more on a more personal level. One of the awesome girls on our team, Kim Stone, one of her friends is going to be an art school teacher, and she's just really, really crafts, kind of person. So I had her come in and do an activity just for the kids for the day. So they made ornaments, handmade ornaments and handmade cards that they could take with them too. So, we brought in coloring books and crayons to keep them busy so they wouldn't be running around here like chickens with their heads cut off. But they have really cool ornaments to take home with them. And then I think they made their own die cut. You saw the heavy stuff that she brought in. So they were doing all kind of fun stuff back there.
So you're going to go and put as many candy canes in that cup that you can in 30 seconds, okay? On your marks, get set, go.
The girls are super excited today because we're going to do a coach drawing for 4 coach purse giveaway. So 2 to my first down line, 2 to my second down line. So I know everybody is, we've been posting on the team page, so they're excited and anxious to see how many tickets that they've gotten and all that stuff. So we've got some fun relay races coming up. We did an ugly sweater contest for the guys.
Sequins and glitter, Rudolph front of the litter. Oh, it couldn't be sweeter, wearing your grandmother's sweater.
And gonna let Facebook judge that one. So we're excited to the festivities today.
So the second drawing is going from my first down line. This is my directors through senior directors. 681-9140, which I know that number means absolutely nothing to you, but I have the number sequences written down for we went over this last night. It's Jean Ann Howard. Jean Ann, congratulations. And so this is,
My name is Jean Ann Howard, and I have been with Pure Romance since November 2014, and I'm a director.
I'm Lacey Carter. I'm a senior director with the company, and I've been with the company for four years.
I'm LaGuardia. I've been the director for the past month. I have been with the company for 3 years, starting in January.
I'm Tracy Hamilton. I'm a senior consultant, and I've been with the company for a year and a half.
My name is Amber Munn, and I am an advanced consultant with Pure Romance, and I've been in, this February will be 5 years.
My name is Tony Hurst. I am senior director, and I have been with the company for going on 6 years.
She used to do parties for my mom, and I booked a party.
just gotten into my new house and booked a party with her. And I had so much fun. And I decided after walking into her shaggin' wagon, I had my list of stuff that I wanted to get. It was about $500 worth of stuff between what my husband wanted and what I wanted. And she looked at me and said, baby, it's time for you to start sporting your habit. And so I thought about it, and about a week later I signed up.
Heather's an amazing leader. Actually, I met her over the phone. I was introduced to her from another lady that's in Pure Romance, and I was thinking about changing companies and joining Pure Romance, and Heather brought me over. So that's how we met, actually on the phone, and we just clicked.
Well, I used to go to the parties all the time and pretty much spend lots of money. So we pretty much got to the point where she was like, you can either keep giving me your money or you can make your own money. So eventually I started making my own money.
Stacy, my Pure Romance mom, we're actually friends because we were neighbors for many, many years. But Heather is like a mom to me also. And I know that whenever I need anything, I definitely have that one-on-one communication with her.
She had everybody laughing the entire time. I remember my party was over $2,000 in sales that she did for me, and that was like, oh my goodness. So, and I've seen a couple of her parties, and they're always the same. She has a way with the crowd.
We care about each other. It's not like it's a race of who can sell more. We're all about helping each other, and we always get together like team events, and we go out to eat, and we brainstorm together, and that's what I love about this company and with Dolan's team.
She's funny. She makes you feel comfortable to ask a question, and just if you ever meet her, you never forget her.
Everybody has such busy lives, and recently this year we've actually kind of spread out. So now I have leaders doing meetings in the Columbia area. Tony Hurst and I went out another hour direction, and so we can enable more of our consultants to be able to attend team meetings, since our team's growing and we're getting too big for our britches. So we've had to make some adjustments and stuff, and I know we've got a little bit of growing pains, but at the same time, those girls are getting great attendance from those areas, and it's just helping us to expand that much more. So it's really cool.
You should know you're beautiful just the way you are, and you don't have to change a thing. The world can change its heart. No scars, you're beautiful. With stars, and we're beautiful. And you don't have to change a thing. The world can change its heart. No scars, you're beautiful. With stars, and we're beautiful. There's a hope that's beautiful.
I so look forward to what 2017 brings for us, and I'm looking forward to that explosive growth of you guys making your dreams come true. Here's to 2017 and making it happen.
Store for 2017, starting to think about the Dolan's Divas. You got some great women that are inside the organization. You're growing. I mean, I see them. I mean, you got senior directors. You got some really heavy hitters that are rock and rolling.
I do. They're amazing. We have so many great girls on the team. We have the Ray, like the whole crayon box. You know what I mean? Full.
Yeah.
We're full. It's good. But I just look forward to the growth and them to get their own it moment. You know what I mean? And take it and run with the opportunity.
It's so funny. It's almost like clockwork. Anytime there's a contest, competition, anything else like that, it's like you always call me. Hey, what does this girl on my team have to do to get that? I'm like, okay, let me walk you through, because you're always so I know sometimes teammates don't see this, or the people that we're underneath, they don't know how hard we kind of push to get even things for them. And you always are looking out and checking in to see, hey, what can I do for this girl? How do you think I can help her? What do you think I can do to motivate her? Where does that come from?
It comes from you. You
No,
and Patty.
no.
You and Patty always being inspiring. That's what you do for us every single day. So for us to be able, for me to be able to do a little piece of that too, that's cool. I mean, I love them, and I see how it affects their lives and their family's quality of life, and I want to pay that forward to them as well.
So what's kind of in store now for where you think the team can go? I know explosive growth, but what are you looking for them?
More growth. I mean, we're just going to keep getting bigger and badder and better, and I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it.
Did you have any growing pains getting to where you're at today?
Oh yeah. There's always growing pains. You got those phone calls too.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see if we get, But you're right, they happen, right? And growth is not easy, and taking an extra plunge and doing that kind of stuff is sometimes hard. But you've handled it. I mean, you've probably managed, 420 people before, right?
Yeah, sure.
Because that's the size of your organization now, is you've got a lot of people that are out there. How do you feel like you keep up on a day-to-day basis with your team, and how do you feel like you're able to communicate? Do you feel like those are areas in which you're getting stronger each and every day?
It is, and it really just depends on that particular leader that's on my team. So if I know she needs a little bit more, then that's what I'm going to give her. But I have to have those conversations with her, to find out exactly what she needs from me in her business. I mean, I've got some now that, are rocking and rolling, so to speak, and I pretty much just, slapped them on their butt and let them go do their thing. You know what I mean? Because, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing I think I can do for them is lead by example, and that's what I've done for 10 years. Yeah. So, I try to keep in contact with them. You know what I'm saying? We have our own little page that we talk on and stuff and communicate. We did at one point, we were on a Voxer that we had that went 24/7, like it was ridiculous.
I know, you were like, hey, say something on Voxer. I'm like, what is Voxer? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, but do you guys still do that?
We don't.
Oh, God, I was going to say.
We don't do it anymore.
Some people are going, thank God.
It was, I know, right? I have to listen to all this crap all the time.
All right, so I'm going to ask Nicholas something, if you don't mind. I mean, you've seen your mom. Nicholas, how old are you?
17.
17. So mom's been doing this for 15 years, right? So what's your thoughts? I mean, like, how do you look at her as a mom and a business owner? I mean, what's your thoughts when you see her?
I mean, I see my mom as a great mom, and, she's doing really good with this business.
Yeah.
And, I'm not embarrassed about her or anything, like, someone would probably be, but I'm not, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's always so proud of you when she comes to events and things like that, talking about you. So, as you look at this and see this, has she taught you some things in life as far as goals and things like that for you? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know why they gave me this microphone.
Yeah.
Hey, I can tell you though, we're super excited about having you here tonight and being here to support your mom, because I know it was so important for her. She's like, hey, can the kids come? I'm like, absolutely, let's make sure they're here. So I want to tell you and Hayden, thank you guys for being here tonight, and I want us to all give you a big round of applause, because I know it's like have your mom here. So, because my mom actually did the same thing. So my mom's always gone 20 nights to 25 nights a month, and going out there. So I know what it's like on that side. So I appreciate that. And one day you will kind of understand all of the pieces and see it and get it. But I think you guys, I've been watching you tonight, and you guys are pretty dialed in on it. So I want to tell you thank you on that. So Heather, as we kind of wrap up this, what's in store for Heather in 2017 and beyond?
Heather wants to pay for a house in 10 years. I want it to be done, paid for, and then just continue on the retirement and taking care of that, and getting this one into college, and getting the other one prepped for college, that sort of thing. So, I love the fact that we were able to do this, and I was able to have him at home with me, because at some point we want to be able to enjoy the process of this, and we have been, and I've never missed anything, in my kid's life, or I don't have to because of this business. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing to us, and I couldn't see my life any other way. So that's why you want to, as a consultant, to share it with other people too, because it might not be for everybody, but it's going to be for a lot.
Well, I can tell you, from my mom and myself, you know, you're our family. You know, we love you, and I can tell you that our heart's complete every time we see you're able to go out there and do the things you need to do. You're one of the biggest supporters, biggest cheerleaders, and not just for the women that are on your team, not just your customers that shop with you, but you know, also my family. And I got to tell you, thank you so much from my mom and myself. So, just want to tell you, I love you. I love you too. Thank you. Thank you. Is there anybody you would like to give a final shout out as we're kind of wrapping this thing here tonight in Columbia, South Carolina?
Lots of shout outs. Probably one of the big inspirations besides yourself and your mom would be Cindy Faulkner. She's been a huge instrument and help and friend in my life. Beverly Long.
Belong.
That's my girl, Belong. Yeah, that's my girl.
Yeah.
Gosh, Nikki Hughes is amazing. I mean, there's so many women. Like, again, with this opportunity, I would have never gotten to meet them, and they wouldn't be in my life if it wasn't for Pure Romance. And I know I can call any of those girls at any point, and they're there for you. They're family. They're all family. So I love them. I love them so good.
Well, I can tell you, we're wrapping up here in Columbia, South Carolina. You're right. You've got some great friends, got some great family. Sean, thanks so much for all you do. Thanks so much for being so supportive and rocking it out. And I can't wait to see a World Conference again in March. It's always a pleasure. And thanks to Greg Singleton, the photographer that went out and shot all the video and made it all happen. So tonight, first Pure Success of 2017, Heather Dolan, the Dolan Divas, all in the back. I don't know if you guys can see all the ladies that are in the back or not, but I want to tell them thank you guys for being here. Thanks so much for taking part in this. And don't forget tomorrow to tune in to Live, Love, Win live in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're staying in the Carolinas, that's what it is. So we're out tonight. Heather Dolan, Pure Success, January 2017. Good night.